The homework, I'm going to try to do this right. The homework is 15 through 41 odd. And so tomorrow and Wednesday we'll cover the rest of them. And then, like I said, quiz on Thursday. So I'm looking through here, and 15 to 21, those are just normal fractions. But what are fractions? Just normal equations. What happens when you're solving an equation if the variables disappear? Like they cancel each other out. You're good? Well, how do you answer it? Because usually they don't cancel out. They usually end up equaling something. So, okay, so while you're solving, if you get to a situation where your variables cancel, you'll either have a true statement, like 12 equals 12, or you'll have a false statement, like 0 equals 12. If it's true, you're going to say there is an infinite amount of solutions. Infinite solutions. Okay? And if it's false, you're going to say no solution or the empty set. Is that okay? So I'm not going to do anything from 15 to 21 or 22, but how about I take a look at 24 for you? I'll do 2 problems down here. Is that okay? Good. After this, I'm going to come around and look at your homework. You should have everything from that last section. So 24, let's do 24. All right, so as long as you stick with your rules, you can do these any way you want. And so this one's actually set up that you can add these right now because, right, we have common denominators down here. But I don't think that's going to be the easiest for every single problem. So what I want you guys to keep in mind is that you're allowed to multiply by anything in an equation that you want, so long as you multiply every term by that. And so I'm going to use the same idea that we had for those big compound compound rational expressions, those big fractions inside of fractions. And I'm going to say, I don't like these y's down here, so I'm going to multiply everything by y. And so as long as I distribute that to everything that we see, right, this being a whole term, right, this is one term. This is another term. So as long as I multiply every term, then I'm allowed to do this. And so the beauty of this is that when I take this y and I distribute it all the way over here, it's going to cancel this y. And so then we're just left with 17 plus y. Is that okay? And then when I distribute it to this term, right, this y is also going to get canceled, and I'll be left with 32 plus y. And of course we have to get it to the other term, so 100y. Is that okay? Yeah. It's kind of nice. I think that's a lot easier to solve now. So 17 and 32 is 49, I believe. Y and y is 2y. So 49 equals 98y. And so then y equals 49 over 98. I don't know, that might reduce. 7 going to 98? I think it does. So I think this goes down to 7 over, 7 goes into there 14 times. Oh, so it's 1/2. Is that okay? So I'm going to use that again here on number 30. Any questions on that one? All right. Your silence is compliance. So, well, I don't know if your silence is compliance, but it's acceptance. How about that? Your silence is acceptance. What's that? Hmm? All right. So again, you're totally welcome to get a common denominator over here. Right, we could get these two, we could multiply 3 by x minus 2 and 1 times x plus 3, and then we could combine them and then cross multiply, but that would be somewhat obnoxious because I just want to get rid of all these denominators. So I'm looking at this and I say, hey, you know what, I can factor. And so what are factors of negative 6 that add to give you positive 1? Factors of 3 and negative 2, so we got x plus 3 and x minus 2. And now this is nice because you notice that our other factors in the denominator are also x minus 2 and x plus 3. So again, I don't want to get common denominators. That's a pain in the butt. So then I'm going to multiply everything by, go away, x plus 3 and x minus 2. So does that make sense on why I'm picking those to multiply by? So remember, these are over 1, and so when I distribute it like this, we'll be able to cancel some stuff. So what gets canceled in this first term here? So then what's left over?
X plus 3.
So then this first term just becomes x plus 3. Is that okay with everyone? Is that okay? All right, so then it's 3 times what's going to be left over after we're done multiplying there.
X minus 2.
What happened to the x plus 3s?
They cancel out.
They cancel out. Is that okay with everyone? And finally, when we multiply it to the thing on the right-hand side, what's going to be left?
4.
Just a 4. And now that is not too bad of an equation to solve. All right, so... All right, we got x plus 3. We got 3x minus 6. Is that okay with everyone? So again, you are welcome to get common denominators just like we did in the last section. But I think that's way, way easier. Yeah, what do you got?
Did you distribute 3x minus 2?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, please watch your signs, right? Distribute when needed. All right. I think it's going to be one more for me. Let's take a look at 36. Is there any other questions on this one? And, you know, as a side note, quiz on Thursday, you better believe a problem like that's going to be on there. Okay, because like, you know, we've hit this during the rational fraction stuff, and now we're doing it again. The total is going to be on there. All right. So I think just 36 is going to be what we finish on here. What should we do on 36? What should we do on 36? How would you start it?
Anything cancel out?
That'd be sweet. I mean, we could start dividing by stuff. Okay? So here's what it's like. If you know, that's a totally legitimate thing. You say, look, I got all these things. I would love to be able to cancel some of these things out. Now the problem with doing that is if you decide to multiply or divide, you have to do it by every term. So let's say you're like, oh, I want to get rid of this x minus 2. So you divide it there, it would be gone. You divide it there, it would be gone. But then over here, it would just end up in a denominator.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, that's not super pleasant. So what's the only other option then? Yeah, so we're gonna have to like write FOIL, distribute, FOIL, and then combine like terms. And because it's in this section, I know what's gonna happen, but we gotta find out for ourselves. So we're gonna do that. And it's gonna be 2x minus 4. I'm gonna have to do that part. And then this is going to be x squared minus 2x plus x minus 2, right? Just foiling there. Oh, wait.
Where'd you get X squared from?
Yeah, so over here, we had to go,
Oh,
right, we got foil.
Are you gonna follow the x plus 1?
So yeah, we got to do that. So I'll do that now. So that's another x squared. Then plus x plus 1. And then plus 2x minus 4. Right? We want to just combine like terms, but is that okay? Does everyone see where all that came from?
On that, why is so on the right side of the equal sign?
Yeah.
Why is the bottom one different from the one above it?
I just combined these two. Like
I didn't see.
yeah, good question. Let's make sure we all know where everything's going, that's for sure. It looks like 4x to me and negative 3. All right, so is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, so now what?
you gotta get X by itself.
All right, let's get x by itself. So how are we going to do that?
I agree.
Add 3. Okay, so we're going to add 3 over. So then we got x squared plus 4x equals x squared, minus x plus 1.
Which
Minus
check.
X squared.
X squared.
All right, so we take an x squared away, and what happens with the x squareds?
They cancel.
Cancel out.
Yeah, they're gone now, so that's nice.
4x minus x plus 1.
So 4x.
Add X.
Okay, so then add an x, so we got 5x equals 1.
And then you just divide both sides by 5. You get x equals 105.
Yep. Is that okay? And so if you're looking at the rest of those down there, like 35 to 39, well, at least 35 and 37, those x squareds should cancel out like they did in this one. And the only reason I'm pretty confident about that happening is because tomorrow we're going to do a bunch of quadratics. So that means factoring and the quadratic formula and stuff. So I doubt they put anything to deal with quadratics before that section. So I'm pretty confident that these will end up canceling out. So any other questions?